こんにちは、皆さん。今日、私たちは日本語を勉強しています。質問があれば、私に聞いてください。Greetings, everyone. Today we're studying Japanese. If you have any questions, then feel free to ask me at any time. Want to continue with Immersion with Card Captor Sakura?
じっとしててよ。きれいにしてあげるんだから。けどこら水やないか。ちゃんとお湯で洗ってくれ。はい、出来上がり。
はい、出来上がり。出来上がり。Let's see. Completion, finish. Please explain the grammar details of the focus on details of deki agari. Let's see, in deki agaru, is that a word? To be completed, to be finished. Is this just dekiru with a agaru suffix? Dekiagaru is a compound verb formed by combining the stem form renyo-k of dekiru with the auxiliary verb agaru. So able to do it, and then agaru, which is to go up, to rise up, or figuratively to be finished or completed. When attached to a verb, agaru has a nuance of completion or finality, often implying the process required some effort or time to reach a finished state. So agaru gives a nuance of finality when attached as a stem to a word. While both dekiru and dekiagaru mean to be completed, they're not always interchangeable. Dekiru broadly means to be able to exist, or to be ready. It can refer to simple existence or capability. Dekiagaru specifically emphasizes the process of completion. It implies that something has gone through a manufacturing, cooking, or creative process and has finally reached its finished form. It is often used for things that take time or effort, a meal, a building, a piece of art. So, hai dekiagari, or yes, I'm finished, or you're finished. Essentially, he's saying he's done being cleaned. Let's see. In the context of the speaker just finishing up with giving someone a bath is the implied meaning that the speaker is finished giving the bath or the person who is receiving the bath has finally had the process finished on them. The phrase "hai adekiagari" implies the process is complete and the person is now clean and ready. Grammatically and grammatically, it bridges both perspectives you mentioned, but with a specific focus on the result, the receiver. Because dekiagaru is intransitive, something becomes finished. The grammatical subject is the person who was bathed. The nuance is you are now finished or clean. The state of being bathed is achieved. It highlights the receiver's new state rather than the speaker's action. Implication for the speaker: by announcing the result is achieved, the speaker implicitly confirms I have finished my task. However, Japanese avoids directly saying I finished doing X to you. In this context, to sound less forceful, instead stating it is completed. Focusing on the situation is the natural way to signal the end of the service. The primary meaning is the person receiving the bath has completed the process. Okay. So in other words, more like saying that his cleaning is finished. Okay, so hai dekiagari.
Hi, 出来上がり。そうだ、リボンもつけてあげるね。そうだ、リボン。
そうだ、リボンもつけてあげるね。So I'll also give you attaching a ribbon. In other words, I'll add a ribbon, or I'll give. So that's right. I'll add a ribbon. I guess you'd say in English. Let's see. Translator says. That's right. I'll put a ribbon on it for you too. So そうだ、リボンもつけてあげるね。
はい、出来上がり。そうだ、リボンもつけてあげるね。ここどこや。
ここどこや? Where is here? In other words, where am I?
はい、出来上がり。そうだ、リボンもつけてあげるね。ここどこや。はよなんとかせんと、ほんま。
Let's see. はよなんとかせんとほんま. So honma is truth, the reality. So it's like saying it's seriously or it's truly something. Let's see. Then hayo is concept and way of saying hayaku. Then nanto ka. For some reason, sento. Please explain the grammar of sin. This is a contraction of shinakute. Oh, that's right, because se is often done as shite or sudo. I can't remember which. So sen would be, yeah, shinakute or shinai, yeah, depending on the dialect or context. But here it functions as the negative conditional consequential form of sudo. Right, but here it functions as the negative conditional consequential form of sudo. The full standard form would be shinaito. Okay, that's very different than shinakute or shinai. I mean, if you don't do, let's see, okay, unless you do, okay, it indicates, especially Kansai dialect. Okay. Okay, in dialects, especially Kansai, sento. Okay, so sen is just the negative shinai, and then sento is the shinai to, okay. Sento comes from senu, archaic dialect negative of sudo, plus the to conditional. Nantoka sen means if you don't do something somehow, or unless you manage to do it, let's see. Then honma, really, truly, honestly. A dialectal contraction of honto. So in other words, if I don't do something quickly, or if I don't do some way quickly, so if I don't do something quickly, I'll truly be, and then it continues from there. Let's see. Hayo nanto ka sento, or more literally, quick. If I quickly, let's see, with not doing anything, then something bad will happen, and which gets specified later. So hayo nanto ka sento.
もつけてあげるね。ここどこや。あよなんとかせんとほんま。それは天国にいるパパ。それは天国。
それは天国にいるパパ。Tengoku. Paradise, Heaven, Kingdom of Heaven. Tengoku. Made from country Kuni. Kuni Koku. So Koku Goku, okay. Tengoku. Okay, so as for that, existing in heaven, Papa. So that is my Papa who's in heaven. それは天国にいるパパ。
それは天国にいるパパ。パパは天国っていうところに行ってるんだって。パパは天国っていうところに行って。
パパは天国っていうところに see to say heaven place, okay, with saying heaven place, or to saying heaven place, 言ってるんだって。So as for Papa, a place, okay, they, as for Papa, they said he went, he, okay, they said he's currently, he went, let's see, they said he went to a place, he's going to a place called Heaven. So as for Papa, they said okay, oh, that's right, this is continuous go, so wouldn't that mean you're at the place if you're continuously going? Let's see, so they said Papa went to heaven, basically something like that. In this sentence, why is iku in the continuous form? Doesn't that mean he is in the state of going? It's in the continuous form because it functions as a result of state rather than an ongoing action. Result of state for motion verbs like iku, kudu, kaeru, and teiru form typically indicates the subject has completed the movement and is currently in the resultant state. Therefore, iteru means he has gone and is currently there, or i.e. he is in heaven now, not ongoing movement. It does not mean he is currently in the process of traveling to heaven. To express that someone is currently on their way, Japanese speakers typically use, let's see, mukatteru, to go towards. So existing as going towards is how they say someone's currently going. Mukatteru. The phrase iterun datte is a reporting speed structure, meaning I heard that Dad has gone to heaven using continuous resultive form emphasis his current presence in the place, which is the standard way to describe where someone is after they have moved. So Papa wa tengoku Papa wa tengoku te iu tokoro ni iteru ndatte. They say Papa is at heaven. Or they say Papa has gone to heaven.
それは天国にいるパパ。パパは天国っていうところに行ってるんだって。だから、茜はお留守番。
だから、Akane wa Orusuban. Because of that, Akane is watching over the house. だから、Akane wa Orusuban.
天国っていうところに行ってるんだって。だから、茜はお留守番。チャウちゃんも一緒にお留守番しましょうね。茜はお留守番。チャウちゃんも一緒。
チャオちゃんも一緒にお留守番し、あしましょうね。Uh, Xiao Chao Chan also watch over the house with me. So Chao Chan mo ishoni orusuban shimashou ne.
あかねはお留守番。チャオちゃんも一緒にお留守番しましょうね。あかねはお留守番。チャオちゃんも一緒にお留守番しましょうね。
Densha know something Shion? Let's see. Chaku Shion ringtone or arrive, trust, faith, sound. In other words, the sound that you could faithfully rely on when you get a call, I guess. Denwa no Chakushinon or phone ringtone.
はいはい。あ、ママ？あかねだよ。わかった。お仕事頑張ってね。じゃあね。
久美子。
パパ、生きてたの？
久美子。
Dansei, man, male. So that's like a more formal way of referring to a man. Dansei. So Kumiko, or her name.
パパ、生きてたの？
Papa, ikiteta no. So Papa, you were alive? Papa, ikiteta no.
久美子。
パパ、生きてたの？
久美子。
Onanako no Nakigoe. Cry, weep, sob. Okay. In other words, crying voice. Cry of a baby, weep, sob. Let's see. Made from the kanji. Oh, Naku, I think it is. Naku, to cry. So crying voice would be Nakigoe. Or in other words, a whine, sob, cry. So, girls, a girl's cry or a girl's sob. Let's see. So, Onanako no Nakigoe. 悪い、わらる、わら、 Warai goe, warari goe. Warai goe, yes, or in other words, to laughing voice, in other words, laughter. Warai goe.
ちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょちょ ケロちゃんが家でケロちゃんが家で
So, Kiro-chan ga ie de. So come out at the house. Let's see. Oh, out, coming out, and then house makes running away. Okay. So ie de. So Kiro-chan ga ie de. So Kiro-chan ran away. So Kiro-chan ga ie de. See, this is a pseudo verb noun, so meishi.
ケロちゃんが家でわかんない。でも帰ってこないのよ、ケロちゃん。
わかんない。でも、でも書いて、来ないのよ、ケロちゃん。So let's see. So, I think it's saying like, yes, I don't know, but not come home, Kiro-chan. Yes, I don't know, but not come home, Kiro-chan. Or in other words, Kiro-chan has not come home. Has not come home. So,
ケロちゃんが家でわかんない。でも帰ってこないのよ、ケロちゃん。私があんなに怒鳴ったから怒っちゃったのかな。怒鳴ったからわかんない。でも帰ってこないのよ、ケロちゃん。私がわかんない。でも帰ってこないのよ、ケロちゃん。私があんなに怒鳴ったから。
see, 私があんなに、怒鳴ったから、so let's see. Then, 怒っちゃったのかな, so let's see. あんなに, that kind of, 怒鳴った。怒鳴る to shout in anger, to yell. So anger plus chirp, cry, bark. So an angry sound coming out essentially is to shout in anger. Okay. So donaru, so donata. So watashi ga anna ni donata kara okokchatta no kana. So let's see. As for I, okay. No, not as for I, it's ga. So let's see. So I shouted with that much anger, and from that, I wonder if he ended up getting angry. I wonder if he got mad because I yelled at him so much. Now, let's see. Underneath. And why is Anani used instead of Konani? Anaphoric or distal nature of memory being referenced. Distance from the speaker. In Japanese, demonstrative series words like kona refer to things close to the speaker, as series like ana refer to things distant from both the speaker and the listener. Past contents. The yelling happened in the past. Since the event is far from the speaker in time, it is considered distant. Even though the speaker was the one yelling, the memory of the event is treated as an external object removed from the current moment of speech. Once a topic, the past yelling incident is established in the conversation, it becomes a shared reference point that is over there for both parties. Using Kona would imply the event is vividly present or immediate, whereas Ana correctly frames it as a distant past event that both speakers are aware of. So, let's see. Translator, let's see. I wonder if he got mad because I yelled at him so much, or more literally, I shouted in anger that much. Since I shouted in anger that much, I wonder if he ended up getting mad. Watashi ga anna ni donatta kara okochatta no kana. From okoru.
わかんない。でも帰ってこないのよ、ケロちゃん。私があんなに怒鳴ったから怒っちゃったのかな。多分ケロちゃんも喧嘩したことを後悔してますわ。
多分キルちゃんも喧嘩したことを喧嘩 Oh yeah, Kinka's argument, that's right. kinka shita. So to have done argument thing, let's see. Something shitemasu wa. So tabun is probably.
ケロちゃんも喧嘩したことを後悔してます。
後悔して So regret, repentance, remorse. It's a suited verb noun or meishi. So to have been doing remorse. So probably Kira-chan also has remorse for doing the argument. In other words, he's also have remorse for the argument. Let's say, I bet Kira-chan regrets getting into the fight too. Tabun Kira-chan mo kenka shita koto wo koukai shite masu wa. So behind, back, later. So this is the after kanji and then repent. So after regret or repent is regret, repentance. Okay.
多分ケロちゃんも喧嘩したことを後悔してますわ。今のさくらちゃんと同じように。多分ケロちゃんも喧嘩したことを後悔してますわ。今のさくら。
今のさくらちゃんと同じNo, unaji yoni. So Sakura's now. So with Sakura's now, so the same as with Sakura now. Yoni in the way of. So he's probably the same way as Sakura is now. Let's see, just like Sakura-chan does now. Let's see, in this, is there a difference between ima no and ima without the no? And there's a significant grammatical difference between the two phrases, primarily concerning the particle no and its impact on the meaning and naturalness. Ima no Sakura-chan to unaji yo ni is the correct and natural form. It relates to just like the current Sakura-chan, or in the same way as Sakura-chan is now. The particle no connects the adjective time marker ima to the noun Sakura-chan, clearly establishing the comparison is based on her present state or identity. Ima Sakura-chan to unaji yoni is grammatically incomplete or awkward in the specific context. Without the particle no, ima acts as an adverb modifying the verb phrase, which can lead to ambiguity. Might be interpreted as at at the time when, just like Sakura-chan, which lacks specific focus. Okay. In Japanese, when comparing a person's current state or characteristic, ima no plus noun is the standard structure. So, ima no Sakura-chan to onaji you ni.
この多分ケロちゃんも喧嘩したことを後悔してますわ。今のさくらちゃんと同じように。そうかな。探してみましょうね。
探してみましょうね。Shall we try to look? 探してみましょうね。Interesting. It uses a different kanji. In this, why is a different kanji used? It's used to specify a nuance of the word, distinguish it from the generic sagashite mimashou. Okay, in Japanese, words with the same reading but different kanji are called dokun-iji, while the other one is the generic character for it to search or to look for. This one is specifically used when the search involves a police investigation, a formal search, or looking for something lost or missing in a serious context. So Sagasu is a general everyday search, looking for keys, searching for a restaurant, while the other Sagasu kanji is a formal, intense, or official search, police searching for a suspect, searching for a missing person. So, sagashite mimashou ne. Shall we try to search for him?
さくらちゃんと同じように。そうかな。探してみましょうね。うん。とは言ってもみましょうね。うん。とは言っても
とは言っても So, even saying and then something. Please explain the grammar of the grammar point to wa itemo is a Japanese expression used to express concession or partial denial. It translates to even though, although, or admittedly, or having said that. It is used when the speaker acknowledges a fact A but wants to clarify the reality B does not fully match the general impression or expectation associated with A. 4-minute. Okay, the primary function of to wa itemo is to limit the scope of the preceding statement. It admits that A is technically true, but immediately follows up with B to explain that A is not as extreme, complete, or typical as it sounds. Unlike a simple contradiction, this structure validates the first part as a fact while preventing the listener from drawing an exaggerated conclusion. It often serves to manage expectations or to provide a more precise description of a situation. connection rules. The grammar point is versatile and can follow various parts of speech. The particle wa often included for emphasis, but can sometimes be omitted in casual speech, becoming to itemo. So noun plus da plus to wa itemo. So kodomo to wa itemo mo mo otona hito da. Even though he is a child, he is already an adult. So that's a little like saying. So even though it was said that he's a child, he's an adult. Or maybe just the, I guess the EU's usage of basically describing an aspect of something. So it is said blah, or in other words, an aspect of something is that. Okay. So I think in this case, the towa itemo, the towa is referring to their previous conversation of saying, let's go find Kirita-chan. So, and then she's basically saying, even though I said that, and then during the actual search, realizing the reality of trying to find a single person in Tokyo, which is, by the way, the largest city in the world. So, towa itemo. I want to point something out. You just saw them talking in their school uniforms, and then now they're going out searching in their clothes after they've changed. Now, in Japan, an elementary school kid seen in their school uniform, it's expected for them to go straight home. If they have not changed clothes yet, it means they haven't met their parents from, or whatever situation they have going on at home when they've gotten home. And so, all the adults in the areas essentially expects kids to go straight home if they still see them in their school uniform. So that's actually part of the reasons why they're changing clothes. That expectation of going straight home, they can't be searching the city while they're still in their school uniform. Because they're elementary school kids, they're expected to go straight home if they're still in their school uniform. Hirosugimasu wa. I think she's saying that it's too big. Let's see. Hiroi, spacious, vast, wide. So it's too vast. And then sugi, too much. So too much vastness or spaciousness. In other words, it's too vast. They can't find them because there's just too many areas to search. Hirosugimasu wa. Sugiru. It's way too big, yes. Okay, so Hirosugimasu wa. どこ、どこ探したらいいんだろう。So let's see. If we search where is good. Dado, I wonder. I wonder where would be good to search. So, doko sagashitara in daro. Well, literally, if we search where is good, I wonder. Let's see, where should I look? Yeah, so doko sagashitara in daro. In this phrase, why is it daro? Yeah, dado is used to express speculation or wondering rather than seeking a direct answer from a listener. Here, dado often shortened as shortened as dado in casual speech indicates that the speaker is thinking to themselves or expressing uncertainty about location, effectively meaning I wonder where I should look. So doko sagashitara in daro.
さくらちゃん、何してるの？
ゆきとさん、なんでもないです。広すぎますわ。ほんと、どこ探したらいいんだろう。
さくらちゃん、何してるの？
ゆきとさん、なんでもないです。どこ探したらいいんだろう。
さくらちゃん、何してるの？
ゆきとさん、なんでもないです。とんでもないとこ見られちゃったよ。
とんでもないとこ、見られちゃったよ。とんでもないとこ、見ら、見られ、そう、見られてしまった。そう、見られちゃった。Oh, okay, this is for me to see. So, 見られる would be received seen. So ended up received seen, and then とんでもない unthinkable, unexpected, absurd, outrageous. Okay, but that's part of another phrase. And yet it's being called its own keiyoshi or I adjective. Please explain the origin of Pandemonai. Dates back to 1586 to 1599, predating Todemonai. Okay, suggests first cited in 1638, suggesting the former is the original form. Okay. Dialectal influence. The expression arose in Eastern Japanese dialects where voiced consonants are often prenasalized. This phonetic shift likely transformed the initial to into tone. Semantic evolution. The original sense of being off the path or not even the way evolved to describe things that are unthinkable or outrageous, completely unexpected. Let's see. Tondemo, meaning outrageous or absurd, is a modern derivation from tondemonai. Phrases like tondemo hapun Where does the tone come from? Since nai looks like the word for doesn't exist, and demo or particles. The tone in tondemonai is the result of a phonetic shift called prenasalization common in Eastern Japanese dialects. The nai indeed means does not exist, and demo functions as a particle meaning even. The tone is a standalone word. Linguistic analysis suggests the original form was todemonai, or not even the path. Oh, so way or route. So not even the route. And that meaning of being off the route came to mean something outrageous occurred. And the toe to tone is a nasal shift. Okay, so ton demonai. Though they say nowadays ton demonai is considered an keiyoshi. Outrageous, absurd, unthinkable. Okay. So an outrageous toko. So an event. You place and time. I guess you could think of it like an event. So place, spot, scene, site. So the outrageous place where the outrageous event of ended up received being seen. Tondemonai toko mirare chatta yo. I ended up looking in the worst place possible. Let's see. I got caught doing something totally embarrassing. Please explain the grammar of Tondemonai mirare chatta yo. List all the various miru like words. There should be 2 or 3 of them. I am not talking about kanji differences. Mieru to be visible. Mirareru means can see. In the sense of having the opportunity, time, or ability. To watch something. Okay. Oh, that's what it was. What it was. Let's see. Mieru. Let's see. Mieru, Miseru, and Miru. Those are the 3, I believe. Or maybe Mirareru. Wait. Is Mirareru considered its own word or just the potential form of Miru? So Miseru to show, Mieru to be visible. So Miseru show, Mieru visible, and Miru to see. Okay, Mirareru is grammatically the potential form of Miru. So Mieru to be visible. Okay, expresses spontaneous visibility. It means something is naturally visible to your eye regardless of your intent. Mount Fuji is visible from here. Okay, so in this case, I don't think they mean the potential form. I think they mean the receptive form. So, yeah. Mieru to be visible, Miseru to show, Miru to see. Tondemonai toko mirare chatta yo. Oh my, they saw me in an embarrassing, unbelievable situation. They caught me doing something totally inappropriate, so it expresses regret or embarrassment about being seen in a compromising state. The grammar combines a descriptive adjective and a colloquial noun and a compound verb form indicating an unfortunate unintentional event. Okay, so the phrase tondemonai acts as an adjective, though grammatically unique, meaning absurd, unbelievable, out of the question, or embarrassing. Literal meaning historically derived from flying away, tonde, and nothing, nai, implying that something is so bad it makes no sense. Contextual meaning. In this sentence, it describes a situation that is socially unacceptable or highly embarrassing. It modifies the noun toko. It is often used to deny a compliment, not at all, or describe a chaotic bad situation, the disaster. Toko. The word toko is a colloquial contraction tokoro, meaning while tokoro literally means place, in this context it refers to a scene, situation or moment, or state of being, nuance. Using the shortened toko makes the sentence sound casual and conversational. So translation: spot, scene, a moment. So an embarrassing moment, essentially. Mirare chatte. This is the core grammatical engine of the sentence, combining the three distinct elements: passive voice, unintentional regret, and past tense. So miru to see, it is conjugated into the passive. There's no such thing as the passive potential form. This is just passive form. Anyway, passive form, meaning to be seen or to get seen. In Japanese, the passive form is frequently used when the subject is negatively affected by someone else's actions. Adversative passive. Here the speaker is the victim of being seen. Unintentional regret. Teshimao. Okay, yeah. So, okay. So, Tondemonai is from Tonde and Nai, and not from this. Not from the phonetic shift of you are correct to be skeptical of the flying theory. The consensus among authoritative etymological dictionaries such as Koji Jian and Nihon Koku Daijiten is that tondemonai originates from todemonai, not from the verb to fly, tobu, to fly. Correct etymology. Okay, the phrase derives from to, meaning way, road, path, logic. Figure meaning that something deviates completely from common sense, logic, or expected order of things, unreasonable, outrageous, unthinkable. The flying misconception. The theory that it comes from tonde monai, not even flying, so not, is a classic example of folk etymology. While it seems plausible, there is a related word, tonda, which means unexpected or extraordinary. Tonda hanashi, an unexpected story. Tonda is derived from the verb to fly, flew, okay, flew away from the norm. Okay. Okay, why it is incorrect for tondebonai Still by evidence, written words of Tondemonai originating as Todemonai or similar predate the association with flying. Logical contradiction. If Tondemonai were the negative of flying, okay, so if Tondemonai were the negative of flying, extraordinary, logically it should mean ordinary or expected. However, Tondemonai means outrageous, unbelievable, the same intensity as Tonda. A negative form yielding a similar positive intensive meaning makes no sense in this context. Yeah, that's what I was thinking about. Yeah. Major linguistic authorities explicitly reject the flying origin of Tondemonai, attributing it solely to path. So in other words, an outrageous scene I ended up receiving being seen. Or in other words, someone saw me doing something embarrassing. So, tondemonai toko mirarechatta yo. Kono temo muri desu wa ne. So this, even this, I know this is a kanji for hand. Are they trying to reference way though, or method? But they usually use a different word for that. So kono temo muri desu wa ne. So something is impossible. This something is impossible. Yeah, this way of doing, or this hand, yeah, because te has a skill meaning to it. So I guess you could associate with hand skill, or in other words, way of doing things. Kono temo muri desu wa ne. So this way of doing it is impossible. Neko wo something something ku sorry. Oh, sagashite. Yeah, this is sa, this is ga. This is uh a common handwritten way you say she, where instead of that curviness, they get lazy on the curviness and it just looks almost like a line, but you can see the slight curve here. Sagashite. Let's see, us. What is that word? Oh, kudasai. So, please search for the cat. Neko wo sagashite kudasai. Kono something. So, meow. Okay,
この手も無理ですわね。ただいま。忘れてた。今日の晩ご飯のお当番私だった。忘れてた。
忘れた。今日の今日の夕ご飯の当番私だった。So, I have been forgetting today, today's dinner, Toban. I guess is that preparation or duty or? See, 忘れた。今日の忘れて、忘れた。今日の oh, Ban Gohan. Yeah, another way of saying dinner. Ban Gohan. I thought that didn't look like you kanji. Yeah, the you kanji looks like you Gohan. So you, okay. Toban, being on duty, so it comes from hit appropriate himself, right? Okay, so in other words, on the mark of someone's turn, in other words, on your turn, like you hit your turn, or in other words, it's your turn. So Toban, being on duty, person on duty, one's turn. Wasureta, kyo no ban gohan no otoban watashi datta. So, I have been forgetting. I'm the one whose turn it was to make dinner tonight. So wasureta from wasureru to forget. Okay.
忘れてた。今日の晩ご飯のお当番私だった。
日曜の当番はお前やれよ。
Nichiyo no toban wa no toban wa omae yareyo. So, yeah, Nichiyobi is Sunday, but he just said Nichi, I guess. So I guess that's a short for it. So Nichiyobi. So Sunday's turn. As for Sunday's turn. Oh, omae, you. Yare, so from command form of yaru, to do. So in other words, you'll be doing so as for Sunday's turn, you'll be doing it. So Nichi no toban wa omae yare yo. Sunday. Also Nichiyobi Sunday. Nichiyobi. Wait, so Nichiyobi can be used adverbally or fukushi, and Nichiyo can only be used as a noun. So Nichiyo no Toban wa omae yare yo.
忘れてた。今日の晩ご飯の当番私だった。
日曜の当番はお前やれよ。
なんで代わってくれたの？
日曜の当番はお前やれよ。
なんで代わってくれたの？今日の晩ご飯の当番私だった。
日曜の当番はお前やれよ。
なんで代わってくれたの？
別に食いたいもんがあったからな。食いたいもんがあったからな。しょぼくよ。
なんで変わってくれたの？
別に。日曜の当番はお前やれよ。
なんで変わってくれたの？
別に。食いたいもん。日曜の当番はお前やれよ。
Okay, so apparently it's muted. So nande kawate kureta no. So for what reason did you change places with me? Or more literally, what reason did you give changing changing places with me or people with me? Or in other words, changing the duty with me. And from what it was describing, the reason they use this particular kanji for kawate is which is from kawaru, is because they wanted to signify the changing of people, not changing of something else, but changing of people.
なんで変わってくれたの？
別に。
So
食いたいもんがあったからな。当番はお前やれよ。
なんで変わってくれたの？
別に。
別に食いたいものがあったからな. So this is wanting to eat thing, and then have I had a wanted to eat thing. In other words, I had and then betsuni is the different. So I had a different wanted to eat thing. So in other words, I wanted to eat something different. So betsuni kuitai mon ga attan kara na. So because I wanted to eat something different.
日曜の当番はお前やれよ。
なんで変わってくれたの？
別に。食いたいもんがあったからな。しょぼくれた顔して歩いてっと。当番はお前やれよ。
なんで変わってくれたの？
別に。食いたいもんがあったからな。しょぼくれた顔して。
しょぼくれた顔してしょぼくれて let's see しょぼくれた顔して歩いてっと Okay, so shobokure, to be dispirited, to be dejected. Intransitive verb. So this is not from kureru then? Shoboku kureru. Okay, let's see. Does the word shobokureru have the word kureru in it? Okay, that's the wrong kureru. Is derived from shoboi, meaning damn, dreary, or gloomy, combined with the verb kureru, which means to decline, to fade, to become less. So gloomy, dreary, and to fade, to decline, kureru. The compound verb means to become gloomy, to look downcast, or to lose spirit. So shoboi. Shoboi. Shabby, dull, cheap, lackluster, uninspiring, depressing, gloomy. Kureru. To decline. What is the kanji for this kureru? Okay, so the kureru used in shobokureru is typically written in hiragana because it functions as an auxiliary verb suffix indicating change of state, to become. However, if you're looking for the kanji of the standalone verb kureru that sounds the same, kureru means to get dark, to dusk, or come to an end. This is not the etymological root of shobokureru. Kureru means to give to the speaker. This is also not related to shobokureru. In the specific case of shobokureru, the kureru part comes from the auxiliary verb meaning to become, similar to kureru part comes from the auxiliary verb meaning to become, similar to nakunaru or kunaru, which is almost always written in hiragana. Let's see. When attached to adjectives like shoboi, therefore, shobokureru is the standard and correct spelling and does not contain. What kanji word did it come from? Amakunaru. Samai, maybe? The word shobokureru does not come from a specific kanji compound. It is a native Japanese formation written almost exclusively in hiragana. It is derived from shoboi, which can be written as, using kanji, gloomy, and the auxiliary verb kureru, indicating a change of state to become, so it doesn't have a kanji origin. Therefore, if one were to force a kanji representation based on etymology, it could theoretically be blah. Shobokureru has no standard kanji spelling, and the root is not the kanji blah. Kureru is purely a grammatical suffix. Let's see, so it isn't kureru. Like giving gloominess. Okay, so shoboi is gloomy, depressing. Okay, then shobokureru, to be dispirited, to be dejected. In other words, to be gloomy or to lose heart. Intransitive. So shobokurete kaoshite. So you were doing a disheartened face, or you did a disheartened face. Aruite tsuto. So walking. Please explain the grammar of Suto. This is a casual shortened form of teiru or teiku. In this context, Suto typically implies an ongoing state or an action that the speaker is observing. or commenting on. It adds a nuance of is doing or goes on doing. It is very informal and often spoken. It is very informal, often spoken or internet slang context nuance. It can imply the speaker is watching someone, or it's a stylized way of saying walking around doing X. So in other words, existing in the state of or doing, or going something, aka doing something. So, しょぼくれた顔して、歩いてと、Oh, so you were walking around with a gloomy face. You were walking around doing a gloomy face. So you were going with walking around doing a gloomy face, or you were existing walking around with a gloomy face, or しぼくれた顔して歩いてと。
別に食いたいもんがあったからな。しょぼくれた顔して歩いてっとこけんぞ。
ごけんぞ。こけんぞ。Let's see. Please explain the grammar of Kokenzo. Okay. Let's see. This was said in context of the speaker previously told someone they were walking around with a gloomy face. Kokenzo. Based on the context of the speaker previously told someone they were walking around with a gloomy face, the phrase kokenzo is almost certainly a colloquial contraction of kao o koken saserun, or more likely, kao wa koken sasun zo. Here's the grammatical breakdown based on the context. So, koke, let's see, koke from koken, okay, yeah. The verb koke saseru to koke sasu. The root verb kokeru in this context is a slang for to look gloomy, to sulk, or to have a long face, derived from the image of a deflated or drooping object. It is distinct from kokeru, meaning to fall. Causative form. The speaker is telling the listener to make their face look that way. Often, no, okay, it's not that. So, Kokes. Okay, the speaker is telling the listener to make their face look that way, or often sarcastically or as a challenge. So, Kokesaseru, to make someone look gloomy. Colloquial contraction. In casual dialectal speech, seru often contracts to su. Thus, kokesaseru becomes kokesasu. Phonetic shift. In rapid speech, the su can often sound very close to before the zo of the next particle, or user may be hearing koke sasun zo, where is an explanatory or emphatic normalizer. Okay, nzo. Okay. Previous said you've been walking around with a gloomy face, and now says kokinzo, likely koke sasun. So go ahead and make the gloomy face then, or I dare you to soak. So, that could be a contraction for nai, though. But let's see. Kokeru, they said it's based off of that. Kokeru. To fall over, to fall down, to collapse, to flop. Okay, in other words, falling over emotionally and aka getting gloomy. So it's basically a slang term for that, kokeru. Could this be the slang way of saying kokenai? Okay, I think it misunderstood what it means. Let's see. Could koken supposed to be the negative of koke, and let's see, kokeru. In other words, kokenai. This is the slang feeling gloomy, meaning does this slang meaning use nai to When kokeru is used in the slang sense, okay, to look gloomy, to soak, or to have a long phrase, it follows the exact same conjugation rules as the standard for meaning to follow, so koken is indeed the colloquial dialect or negative kokenai.
ん？
別に食いたいもんがあったからな。しょぼくれた顔。
Wait, why did the translator say you're going to trip? Oh, you're gonna fall over. Oh, I should say. Well, let's just see how she responds to get a better idea of what's actually being said.
こうして歩いてっとこけんぞ。
Kokenzo.
ユキが心配して電話してきた。ユキがし
Yeah, Yuki ga shinpai shite. 電話してきた. Yuki was worried. So a call came. So a call came here. So he called here. Yeah, this is the kita as in directionality of the call. They received the call. So Yuki was worried. So I received a call from about Yuki being worried. Let's see how they translate it. Yuki called because he was worried about you. Okay, so the first part is the reason. Because Yuki was worried about you, he called, or in other words, a call came here. That's what the kita implies, the directionality of it. So, denwa shite kita. Okay. So back to that original question of that Kokinzo, what exactly was being said? Here is the dialogue order. Please explain the grammar of Kokinzo. where ru is replaced with in for punchier, more abrupt sound. To effectively access a conclusive form of the verb, that an emphasis similar to saying you're gonna fall. Okay. So add strong emphasis. Oh yeah. Let's see. Deadlines 1 and 2 as well. This clarification speaks lines 1, 2, and 4. The context shifts significantly. Totally, it's not 1 in Sakura. Hey, doesn't that mean feeling gloomy? Isn't this slang for feeling gloomy? That is why it is written in katakana. Now it claims it's not slang anymore. Okay. Hmm. I'll have to look into this later. So it's either going to fall, not going to fall, like feeling gloomy, not gloomy. I'm not entirely sure what it is.
しょぼくれた顔して歩いてっとこけんぞ。
Go Kenzo.
ユキが心配して電話してきた。
ゆきとさんが
Yukito-san ga. Or Yukito-san, yeah.
ありがとうお兄ちゃん。
Arigato Oni-chan. Oh, thank you, brother. Well, thank you, older brother.
ゆきとさんがありがとうお兄ちゃん。
Shisimon ga arimasu ka? Are there any questions? And if not, we're going to raid, so please stick around for that. We're gonna raid IKG, who's currently playing Beast of Reincarnation. That's the first raid. So we're gonna raid Gubnolia, who's currently drawing. Okay, and for the third raid, we're gonna raid Ada, who's playing TCG Card Shop Simulator. Oh, konnichiwa, Natalie Pandora. Genki desu ka? Let's see. Natalie Pandora wa howdy. I would interpret. Oh, I just see this message now. I would interpret Kokenzo as you're going to trip and fall literally, since the prior part of the sentence is essentially saying if you rock around with such a gloomy face. So, would you say that the koke is in the noun form and that n is an interrogative, or is koken like a way of saying kokeru, essentially? Let's see. Genki desu. Kinorashi wa watashi mo. So, would okay, so you think it means to trip and fall, okay? Kokeru with the enzo makes it more forceful. Okay. So essentially, the ru is just being replaced with in this case, but it's not changing the meaning to like nai. It still means kokeru, right? I know zo makes it more forceful, a more forceful statement, but the koken instead of kokeru is just making it sound more forceful, but it still is kokeru and not kokenai. Let's see. Koken. Yes, the ru will often get turned into n when speaking more casually. Okay, arigato gozaimasu. Okay. Oh. Any more questions? If there's no questions, then Oh, they have rates turned off. Okay. See, let's try to raid Hisui Kai instead. Let's see. Let's see, how long have you been studying? Uh, I'd say about Sanin let's see, Sanin Ha Kan. Yeah, Sanin Han uh Kan demo uh Ninen Han Kan uh Moto Tadashi. In other words, I was trying to say 3.5 years, but because of all the breaks in between, more like 2.5 years. Let's see how well I actually constructed that. So let's see. Sanen Han Kan. Sanen Han Kan demo Ninen Han Moto Tadashi. 3.5 years or 2.5 years more correct. Who've been doing immersion for most of that. No, actually, I immersion is actually I've actually been done immersion more recently. Like for the first part, I started with let's see, I've been doing immersion for about uh a few months now. Like I'm on day 123 of immersion, so I've been doing it for a few months now. Let's see. Natalie Pandora wa watashi wa something niju roku nen benkyou shite imasu. Oh, Yaku, approximately. So, let's see. 私は約26年勉強しています。Are there any more questions before we rate? Minasan, お気をつけて、また明日. Goodbye everyone, see you tomorrow.